Welcome to the special town meeting of August 6, 2014. I'm Gene Cushman. I'm the town meeting moderator. And if you could all please stand, we'll pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Assistant Town Clerk, if you could read the call, please. We have a little quiet, please.
Notice is hereby given of a special town meeting of the Town of East Lyme to be held on Wednesday, August 6, 2014 at 7 p.m. at the East Lyme Town Hall Upper Meeting Room to act upon the following. 1. To consider and act upon a special appropriation in the amount of $205,045 for the purpose of acquiring, by way of lease or purchase, 4.5 Scott Air Packs, bottles, and masks as evidenced by one or more agreements for the acquisition of said self-contained breathing apparatus by lease or purchase or a combination thereof for a total price of $197,180 plus interest at a rate of 1.55% per annum, payable in annual installments of $41,009, $3,417.41 per month over a period of 5 years.
Madam Assistant Town Clerk, you don't have to read item number 2. Item number 2 on the agenda, we've been informed by Town Council, is not ripe for action by the town meeting yet. It will come up on a future agenda, but there are some technical legal issues why it can't be voted on tonight. So we will not be taking up item number 2.
And this call was signed by the Board of Selectmen, posted on the signpost, published in the day paper, and recorded in the town clerk's office.
Thank you, Madam Assistant Town Clerk. If anyone has any questions on why item number 2 is not on the agenda.
I have a question. Why is it, sir?
If anyone has any questions on it, we have town. Mr. Rendo, we have Town Council present. Should be happy to answer any questions as to why. Town Council.
Good evening, Mr. Moderator. My name is Tracy Collins. I'm from the Town Attorney's Office. Initially, the town had entered into a contract with Friends of Oswegatchie Hills to purchase the property directly from them for $25,000. What has happened is really just a technical issue in terms of the appropriation. As was explained at the last July meeting, the money coming for the purchase from Bay Brothers totals $280,000. $25,000 from the town of East Lyme, $100,000 from a state grant, $150,000 from the Thompson Family Foundation, and the balance from the Friends of Oswegatchie Hills. Apparently, the state will only give the money directly to the town. It won't give the money to the Friends, so that the town has to appropriate out $280,000 to purchase it, and then we'll be reimbursed by the state $100,000. We'll get the money from $150,000 from the Thompson Family Foundation, and the town's contribution will remain $25,000. So really, nothing has changed in terms of this deal except the technicality of the amount the town has to appropriate out of the general fund, or actually the open space fund. This deal is still going to happen, but we have to start over again in terms of the appropriation.
So it's just a matter of the order of procedure is not correct at this point.
Correct. And what I think I'll recommend is that the Board of Selectmen pass the resolution tonight to appropriate the $280,000, send it to the Board of Finance, and then it will come back for a town meeting, I'm hoping at the September 17th meeting. We can't close until the end of September anyway. Nothing has changed in terms of our timetable because Christian Bayreuther has passed away and this whole deal needs probate court approval. So nothing will be slowed down.
Thank you, Madam Town Council. Mr. Rando.
I'd like to ask Town Council a question, please.
If Town Council wants to answer it, you can ask the question.
Do we have an appraised value on that piece of land?
We do.
Could you tell me what it is?
It is the amount of the purchase price.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Collins. Okay. Now that we've gotten that situation straightened out, we're going to go over the ground rules as usual. Under Connecticut General Statute 7-6, you must be an elector in the town to vote, or be 18 years of age, a U.S. citizen, and own taxable property on the grand list of 10-1-13 in at least $1,000 or more. Under Connecticut General Statute 9-360, any person not qualified to vote but who does vote may be fined not less than $300, no more than $500, imprisoned not less than 1 year, no more than 2 years, disenfranchised, or all of the above. In the event we need tellers and checkers, I appoint the registrars who are seated here. If you are not eligible to vote but wish to speak or address the meeting, please make that fact known before you address the meeting. If you wish to speak, you have to come up to the podium and give your name and address for the record. Please do not conduct dialogue amongst yourselves. Address all questions or what you wish to say to the moderator. We're going to take up the one item remaining on the agenda. And this item concerns an expenditure, so you may make a motion to approve the expenditure, reduce and approve the expenditure, or disapprove the expenditure. You may not make a motion to increase the expenditure. That being said, I will now entertain a motion to consider and act upon a special appropriation in the amount of $205,045 for the purpose of acquiring by way of lease or purchase 4.5 Scott Air Packs, bottles and masks, as evidenced by one or more agreements for the acquisition of said self-contained breathing apparatus by lease or purchase, or a combination thereof, for a total price of $197,180 plus interest at a rate of 1.55% per annum, payable in annual installments of $41,009 or $3,417.41 per month over a period of 5 years. I'll entertain a resolution.
So moved.
I think that was Mr. Siri. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's Mr. Mingo. Since it's been moved and seconded, would anyone like to discuss this issue? Mr. Mingo.
I can't walk up to the podium because I'm crippled.
All right, well, hang on, Mr. Mingo. Can everyone hear Mr. Mingo?
They can't on TV, but we can in this room.
Is there somebody getting a mic?
No. You can
All right,
repeat
Mr.
his
Mingo,
question.
just keep it as loud as you can, please.
I think there might be a technical issue about how this thing is written, because they're buying 30, from my understanding, 30 model 4.5 Scott Air Packs. If I could be corrected on that.
Mr. Nixon?
Chief McDonald's here from the fire department, and maybe you can give a description of what we are buying.
Good evening. At the present time, we're looking to purchase 30 4.5 Scott Air Packs to make us compatible with the area fire departments.
Chief, if I may interrupt, is Mr. Mingo's statement correct that it should be called a model 4.5?
They are model 4.5 Air Packs.
Mr. Sir, would you entertain a motion to amend to
Yes, I would.
add the word model before 4.5? And the second will accept that? That satisfy you, Mr. Mingo? Okay. So the motion is amended to add the word model before 4.5. Okay, Chief, you may.
What we have at the present time is the Nyack Fire Department. The Nyack Fire Department is using 2.2 air pack. The problem we have is the cylinders, per the Department of Transportation, go out of date in 15 years, and the air packs go out of date in 20 years. Currently, you don't have to put it on, so just bring it up. Currently there are, we're losing 5 cylinders a year due to the DOT regulation. It doesn't make too much sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense to purchase cylinders at a total of about $8,000 a year for air packs that aren't compatible, to turn around in about 3 years, when the air packs start going out of date, to purchase them. So the ones that we're using currently is the 2.2 is the one that Sue is holding over there. And the ones we are looking to purchase are the one that Tom has on here, the 4.5 air pack. This air pack here is not only compatible with Flanders, but compatible with all the area fire departments throughout the county. There are only 2 departments in the state of Connecticut that are using the 2.2 air packs, and I believe they're down at the other end of the state. The advantage of the 4.5 air packs is when the firefighter comes out of a fire, he can walk up to any piece of apparatus in the county, get another bottle, and then go back in and continue his firefighting duties. Currently, we have to look for a Niantic truck to get a cylinder that would match our air pack. So it's not only a safety issue, but it's a issue that we deem necessary, because our air packs are going to be going out of date very shortly, and we have numerous cylinders that are out of date currently.
Thank you, Chief. Would anyone else? Mr. Randall?
Ron Randall, 194 Boston Post Road. How often in a year's time do we use these air packs? Or how many times?
You're going to ask one question at a time, Mr. Randall, or you got more questions?
I have more questions.
Okay, well, you want the chief to answer that now, or when you get done asking your questions?
What I give me an answer on the other one. Should I sit next to you?
The air packs are used numerous times, not only for fire calls, they are used constantly in carbon monoxide alarms. Anytime the fire department is going into what's potentially a hazardous atmosphere, the air packs are used. We've used them about 2 weeks ago. We used, I think it was 15 of them at the Brainerd Road fire. When they're sitting on the truck, it's a good thing, because nobody is in trouble. When they come off of the truck, somebody needs help. So they can be used 4 or 5 times in a week. They may sit there for 2 weeks, and it's just a so-called luck of the draw, how many times you're going to use that air pack. But they're ready to go, they're maintained, they're flow tested. Did I answer your question?
That answers that.
Okay.
Don't run away.
Chief, yeah, you may stay there. You may have more questions.
Now, can I ask a question? Why all of a sudden we got to do this? Why haven't we done this over the years to get this situation straightened away?
You don't have to. Mr. First Selectman, you want to take that?
It's entirely up to the chief.
Try it. What has happened is we held out to the bitter end on our air packs without going to replace air packs that were fully functional. At this point in time, well, let me back up. The ideal situation is you have 1 air pack and 1 spare cylinder. At this point in time, we have about 6 or 8 cylinders that are out of service, and you can see them sitting underneath the bench on the apparatus floor in the station. And those cylinders are out of service per the Department of Transportation. So it's a point in time now that we have to do something. And that's why we waited to this point in time.
Thank you, Chief.
I think this will be for the First Selectman. Is there any money in our slush fund accounts there that could pay for this?
I don't know what you mean by slush funds.
Well, you know what I mean. CRE account or whatever you call them.
The capital accounts? No, this is not something, This is not something that we have in the capital accounts, and I want to just reiterate, which I'm sure as you've heard already, this is a large expenditure that not only we're going to have with the Niantic Fire Department, we're going to have eventually with the Flanders Fire Department. So by feathering this in over time, it takes the sting out of one big appropriation, one big budget item, or one big bond issue. So that's what we're trying to do. We take care of Niantic now, and then Flanders will begin to expire in the coming 4 or 5 years, and we'll be able to feather them in. So we felt it's best to add this onto, this is going on the acquisition program, so that the interest rate is around 2%, 2.3? 1.55%, so that we're able to move this in with all the other stuff that we have. We felt that was the most prudent and fiscally sound way to do this.
This goes on our bonding debt that we have now, we'll add on to that.
It is on our total net indebtedness, but it's not a bond debt, because this is an acquisition program that we've done to use to purchase vehicles, equipment for the Board of Ed, computer technology upgrade, and it's all paid off every 5 years. So each year we're retiring some debt now as we're in the 5th year, and we add a little new debt to kind of keep it going. And this made sense to add this on here because as the chief brought this to me, there were already some expired bottles, and we don't want these guys to be stuck inside of a burning house or any dangerous situation without the proper tools.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Aranda. Thank you, Mr. First Selectman. Would anyone else like to be heard? Seeing no hands, then we are going to move the item as amended. To consider and act upon a special appropriation in the amount of $205,045 for the purpose of acquiring by way of lease or purchase Model 4.5 Scott Air Packs, bottles, and masks, as evidenced by one or more agreements for the acquisition of said self-contained breathing apparatus by lease or purchase or combination thereof, for a total price of $197,180 plus interest at the rate of 1.55% per annum, payable in installments of $41,009, $3,417.41 per month over a period of 5 years. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed by saying nay. The ayes have it, the resolution carries. That is the only item on the agenda, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Kelly, and I did not hear who seconded it. Mr. Nickerson. All those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed by saying nay. The ayes have it, the meeting is adjourned.